For today's adventure, you're going to need an Arduino with some sort of Bluetooth, a gas detector, some sort of power supply with an Arduino cable, and a bunch of cables. And by a bunch, I mean probably 3, maybe 4 at most. In my case, I'll probably need female to females, since my Arduino's males and the sensor is males. So the next step is to plug in the ground to ground, red to 5 volts, and orange to this 13 pin, and orange corresponds to the A0 on the gas sensor. It's kind of interesting. It's getting kind of warm, and as you can see, it's just spitting out numbers now. If I blow on it, we see that the numbers go up a bit for a little while. So it's receiving something. So here's my app. It's really just got 4 pieces to it. The first one is just a title, horizontal arrangement 1, and a box, and it just has title in it. Let's do it live, gas detector. There's horizontal arrangement 2, the second box, and that has a fancy interface called the list picker. And you'll see that we kind of put the Bluetooth list in there. Then we have connected status, and the status label basically will be labeling this depending on whether or not we're connected, and again that comes from the Bluetooth. And finally we have gas level, which is a properties. I guess it's just a label that we set. Yeah, it's just a label that we set, and we can just do this live, setting it as we receive values through the Bluetooth. And then finally we have the Bluetooth, obviously, so we can do Bluetooth stuff, and we have the clock so that we can, like, every second or so, do something. Then on the actual programming side, we have 3 main statements. The first 2 are governing the list picker. So basically, before picking, you do set list picker elements to Bluetooth client addresses and names. So that's basically us just, giving us a list to pick from. And then after picking, once we pick one of those Bluetooth addresses, then you do list picker 1, so, selection, you pick one of those, and then you set that, basically you set whatever you picked as the client that you want to connect to, or server, I'm sorry, that you want to connect to. And finally, here we go. So once we are connected, we switch the label, the first label to connected, and if we're not connected, we set it to not connected. And this is happening once per second. Basically, if you don't do anything else, it's just the clock 1 timer is just set to every 1 second. And then we have the Bluetooth client is connected and call bytes available. So basically, if we're connected and we're waiting for a message, anything, there's more than 0 bytes waiting for us to listen to, then we can set the gas level text, that last label, to whatever number we're getting from the other side, which, it's the thing that we're getting from serial BT. This is the heltec script. It starts out with loading in the Bluetooth serial library and some, I don't know, like header thingies, not really important, but I just have them on there just in case. And then, yeah, you kind of start up the object, the serial BT object. I'm just kind of like going to do all the hard stuff for us. And then I basically initialize a sensor value. This is what I'm reading from the gas sensor. Then, we got the usual setup and loop. During the setup, I have some serial for debugging. I have serial BT for you know, getting ready to, that's actually the name of the Bluetooth device that I'm going to be clicking onto. And yeah, and then it kind of prints stuff. And then during the loop, we have to analog read, and you have to do 36, or basically you have to do one of the ADC ones, not the ADC2, because the Wi-Fi uses the ADC2 and just kind of I think it sets them to, you know, the opposite of grounding them. It sets them to high. And yeah, then you basically, once you read the value, you print it out to the Bluetooth, and you flush, and then you can do a printing it to the serial just for debugging purposes. But it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, so here it is in action. I've got the power supply and the ESP32 heltec and the fart microphone, and it's all connected. And here's the phone connected through the Bluetooth app. And you mostly just want to pay attention to the highest number. I was doing a serial flush, which at least gets me the the newest number on top. At least I think that's what it's doing. So yeah, just look at the top number. And so if I spray some gas on there, you see that the numbers jump way up, basically to the max number. I'm lactose intolerant, and I drink a bunch of milk in preparation for this video, but my gut bacteria are not behaving today. So I guess I'll just have to post underneath to see if let you guys know if it actually detects farts.